Actually, all the participants on this fourth day of the international webinar on open software on hands training. But today we have special people, our eminent speakers. We have with us Nirnoy Shamunto. He is the postdoctoral scientist from Braunschweig, Germany. A warm welcome to you, sir. And on behalf of East Calcutta Girls College, I express our sincere gratitude and heartfelt thanks because without your involvement and your presence, this webinar would not have been organized at all. So we are very grateful for your presence. Thank you very much for being with us, sir. I would also like to welcome Dr. Aslam Parvez, who is with us today. He will be speaking tomorrow on the fifth day of this international webinar. But it is wonderful to have you with us today, sir. So now I would like to hand it over to Dr. Nirnoy Shamunto. And once again, I really appreciate your presence here and your contribution to making this international webinar a success. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
So am I audible?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thank you, Monishadi, for this warm welcome. And yeah, so first of all, yeah, I would like to thank to the organizer for such great idea, mainly in this adverse time. So that's really great. And so maybe I can share my screen. I think, yeah. Okay. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, great. So, okay. And yeah, then I would like to thank all the participants. And I think you are enjoying this course very much and learning many things. So you already learned Scilab, then I think, yeah, JNU Float. So I hope that you are really enjoying this. And now I would like to, yeah, basically we will learn together Scilab. You know that this is one great programming tool and this is free software. So that's why, yeah, this is really helpful for us. So I think, so everything is fine. Can anyone respond just whether the voice is fine or the internet?
Yeah, Nirnay, we can hear you clearly and the screen is also visible properly.
Okay, great. So for any problem, just knock me. Thanks. Okay, so let's then start. So yeah, so basically, actually, I will go like this way. So first I will show some slides and then I will go to the Scilab. Okay, so hopefully in the meantime, who didn't install Scilab, please install. Okay. Okay, now one problem, why I cannot forward the screen. Okay, I can forward now. Yeah. So I think, yeah, I do not need to introduce like why okay, sorry, what is, okay. So I do not need to introduce about the programming. I think you know all that, yeah, programming is so powerful. And before starting, actually, I want to share my why or how I came actually in the programming. So why all the time it is actually appearing? Is there any option to close this? You can see, Semontidi?
Yes, please tell.
Like if I admit, oh, where?
What?
So actually it's appearing that admit something and if I admit and then.
Oh, it's okay. I took care of that. I took care of that. You don't need to worry.
Okay, thank you.
You just
thank
continue.
You.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like why I actually came in the programming. So yeah, during my PhD research, my knowledge was just like to plot something in origin or in something like some program, not like really some programming thing. And now when I came here, I had to really handle like thousands of data set. And then I was almost puzzled, like, oh my God, I have to do all these things manually in Origin. And then I decided, okay, maybe I can try to learn some programming. And so I think you can guess like what is the use or how we can really apply this. And yeah, so I follow this motivation. Like I try to write in a programming fashion, mainly in Scilab. So I will tell you this thing. So actually I follow this for loop. Like suppose
Nirnay, we lost your voice. You are not audible. Nirnay? Nirnay, are you there?
yeah, now is this okay? It shows me like I'm muted by host. What are you doing, Semanthiti?
You are the host. I'm not doing anything.
Really?
So please
sorry.
check.
Sorry
Please check
for the
again.
inconvenience. Okay. Now everything's fine, I hope.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Sorry. Okay, so I can continue from here?
Yes, please do.
Okay. Sorry. So actually, yeah, I follow this for loop. Suppose I run one for loop like 1 to n, and inside me, I always tell like I have to try until my success, and then definitely I'm sure n definitely not be infinity. So when you practice more, definitely the n will decrease, and finally you will get that like okay, you are successful, you did it. So I follow this. At least this works for me. I hope you will all follow this. Okay. And what problem? Why it's not? Okay, now. So this is more or less the plan how we can proceed. So in day one, okay, so Scilab 1, I will cover this. So first I will give brief introduction and yeah, and then I'll give some variable string matrix thing. Then some basic numerical calculation, matrix operation, okay, data generation, use of function, and how you can create your own function in Scilab that I will show you. Then yeah, for loop, if else, that conditional thing that also I will show you some application. And then some basic 2D plotting thing, okay, and some function plotting that I will show you. And yeah, in day 2, I will show some advanced plotting like bar plot, suppose polar plot, 3D plot, and also some animated plot in Scilab. Okay. Then I will go for some, I think you know the golden ratio of nature. And one application is that sunflower model. I will show this model and then you will plot also by yourself the sunflower by the Scilab. Then Fibonacci series, I think already you know. And then some basic ordinary differential equation, which is now it is very popular, ODE solve. Okay, I will show some basic stuff here. And then Scilab 3 in day 3, I will show some fitting in linear and nonlinear model. Okay. And finally, I will, so these are all steps, some small steps, and you know that programming means at the same time, we can execute a lot of work. So then I will show you something like how to build a bunch of work just after one click and like some complete work here. And of course, then practice session. And of course, throughout the session, you will practice with me. And yeah, for any problem, you can just tell me. Okay, so if everything goes well, so this is the plan. Okay, so yeah, first I also some brief introduction. So actually, Scilab is a high-level programming language. Okay, mainly for the numerical computation. And yeah, of course, I will not waste time to say the application, the huge application of Scilab. You can just Google it. Okay, you know already. So, so what is actually a high-level language? What does it mean? So basically, there are two types of language. One is high level language, another is low level language. Okay. So high level language means that which is mainly friendly to us, not a computer. So low level language is like which machine understand, or this is machine friendly. Okay, so for machine this is good, but for us it is not good. We cannot understand this machine language. That's why that we need the high level language. So, and for machine need some interpreter which can convert this high level language to make it understand for machine. Okay, so there are, yeah, lots of high level language. I think Fortran is one of the oldest one, then Java, Python, MATLAB, Scilab. So yeah, Scilab is nowadays very popular because of course it is free, and this is actually comparable with yeah, MATLAB. I think yeah, Python is also free. Yeah, so this is the Scilab, like yeah, definitely it's a numerical computation language. Okay, so briefly the history. So actually initially the name was like this, Scilab. Okay, and now it developed to, yeah, like, so it started in 1980 by French company ENPC and INRIA. Okay, and then yeah, it developed, and until now this is still free. Okay, so yeah, I think you all installed already. Now I will show the strategy of learning. Okay, how we will learn this thing. Of course, in this course, I cannot show everything to you, but I can say you the way how we can continue with some basic knowledge. So first and foremost thing is that there is no other way, no other choice, self-trying. You definitely have to try programming with yourself. If you saw a very good YouTube video, a tutorial, anything, still, if you don't practice, you will not learn. So please try yourself. And then the thing is that learning from error. I think all the programmers definitely get the error, and that is very normal. Don't worry. If you find some error, try to read from them, from the screen, what actually it says, and from that error, actually we learn. Okay. Next thing is that, yeah, with some basic ideas, you can just plan a work, or just first build a logic that, okay, or some specific problem. Because sometimes if we work something without any goal, then after some day maybe we will lost motivation. Suppose for example you are in research field, or you are in your profession, so just choose one problem which is actually related to you. Suppose if you are a student, you just plan to solve some problem from your, maybe from your notebook and from your book, and then try to solve by Scilab. Maybe that would be more interesting, and also I think you will be more motivated. Okay, so that one my suggestion, at least, yeah, for me it works. And for the comment, do not need to worry, because yeah, it has a great community forum, and also this help. So if you just click here, I will actually share my presentation after this. I will share, you can get all the links. I gave some. Scilab has a very good help window. So here, either in this website, or just you can type help in the command window. I'll show you these details. Just type help and it will open everything. Okay. And okay, another very interesting website is this scilab.in. This is really amazing. I just found this website. So if you go this website, mainly for the student, I think, yeah, also for programmer also this is very helpful. So here just a brief overlook. So why this is very interesting for student? So they actually, here you will get this textbook, companion project TBC. And if you go there, you can see that there are lots of books here actually, like from different background, like physics, chemistry, engineering, everything. And then you can go there, and then there are some specific book, like I think, yeah, it's cover many books actually, and choose some problem from that book, and then try to solve that problem by Scilab code. Okay, and you can go there. Maybe you will find some exercise from there. And the thing is that they explain very nicely, like why they do these. So they explain everything. So I think this is one good way. You can also try this one. Okay, if I have time, maybe I will go in details. But yeah, for the time being, yeah, I can skip. Okay. So, okay, now, yeah, I will not talk much. Let's do some programming. Okay. So, yeah, so before going to the Scilab window, or maybe you can right away open your Scilab window. So then, yeah, I will show you, but first briefly. So actually, here, when you open the Scilab, you can see different window. Okay. So if you are really very new, I can just tell, hello, everything is fine, I think.
Yeah, Nirnay, everything's fine. Just give one moment to the participants so that they can open their Scilab windows.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
And I would like to request the participants to please drop done in the chat box so that we know that you have opened your window,
Yeah.
and the speaker can communicate with you. Thank you. Just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
moment,
sure,
Nirnay.
sure.
Just
Yeah.
can you see the chat screen?
Okay, chat screen. I
It should
have
be
to.
upwards in the more option. There
Here.
there are 3 dots like there. You
Exactly.
can see
Okay,
the
thank you.
maybe
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so people have opened it. So
Yeah.
you can now continue and introduce the interface, I guess.
Okay.
Thank you, Nirnay.
Thanks. So when you open, then you'll see like first this one. So this is like for your folder. So you can choose this one here, like, and create some new folder. I already created here. Just create one new folder. I'll show you everything. Just for a first look, I can just introduce briefly. Then I will do, and yeah, we can do together. Then this window actually our main working place. So this is called console, or I think it means computation or something. Mainly command window. Okay. Then here you will see the variable browser. Okay, where it will create some. So whatever you will write here, it will take as a variable. I will tell you everything. What is variable? What is this? So then it will create here. Okay, variable, and then this is command history. So what you write here or run here, everything will store in this command history. Okay, and then here this is for the internet thing. Okay, so this is the first overlook. And then oh, okay, now the so in the keyboard actually 4 very useful yeah, keys are available here. So first is this tab. So what does it do actually? So when you write some, suppose, yeah, of course you will not remember all the command in the command window, and then if you write some few letters, then if you press tab, then it will suggest you the actual exactly your function or your command. Okay, so it will complete basically your function. Also it will suggest many options. So this is very good to use. And then enter. So of course, you know, for I think it's almost for every programming language, just after command you will press enter and then it will execute. Then this is like up key and also down key. So after doing some command in command window, if you press up and down, then it will show you the last used commands. Okay, so you do not need to type them, just you will choose that or press enter, then it will work. Okay, so these are just remember it. Okay, now this window you can get it from this here. You'll see in the main window, this one, settings kind of thing, or Scilab preferences. So here you can set everything, like all the suppose a console window, how is it, the font or background color, everything you can choose. So just play around this later maybe. So for the timing, I'll just want to mention that there is one thing like here, like shortcuts. And in this shortcut, actually, you'll get many things, which is sometimes very useful for quick programming. Okay. Okay, now one thing here, this is very interesting, and like Scilab editor. Okay, so I'll show you how to create the Scilab editor. Just for the timing, I'll show you why this is important, because you see here, so this is basically like when we basically write many programs at the same time. So programming, the console command window is not good to see, or it will be crowded. You'll understand why I'm telling this. But if you write here, first thing is that it is very colorful, and this color code is not like something arbitrarily. It is really, it has some meaning. It chooses some in a decent way, and which it will tell you if suppose you type one. So suppose if it suppose this it becomes suppose display. It actually means display. So if it is different spelling, then it will not appear this particular color. So if you wrote anything wrong, then right away you will know from this color coding. Okay, so this is really very helpful. So maybe I will tell you when you, we'll open. Try to do this in this window. Then I think also you can save this. Okay, and also you see this line number here. And suppose when we write like 100 lines program, and suppose you find a error in 100 line, sorry, in 50 line or something. So here there is one smart option. You can just type the line and it will right away go to the line. So it's very useful, this editor. Okay, I'll show you this. Okay, now, so now we can go to the lab. I mean the Scilab, okay, to do some experiment. Let's go. Okay, so I can, I can minimize this. Okay, you can see. Hello, Semantidi, can you respond me?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, okay.
So perfectly fine.
Yeah, so this is the window. I think already you open it, and I hope some of you really select this directory. So in my case, I already created. So if not, you can just create from here. You see here this window, create a new folder, and you can create your own folder wherever you want, in your PC, in your desktop, wherever. Okay, so in my case, I already created and opened this one. And here you will see that all the files in the folder are here. So I already created some file for our practice. So these are the file. Okay. And now one thing is that here you see, just notice this. If you didn't write anything, so this is now clean. Okay. Now you will see something after writing here. So I'll first write here. Suppose. So tell me if I am very fast. Anytime you can just stop me or give me chat. Okay.
And Nirmay, sorry to interrupt. Will you show the participants how to make the folders and the text files?
Okay, sure. Yeah, actually, the text file I will go later. That's why I didn't do this. For the time being, just create a folder. Suppose I here create one folder. Suppose you can choose. Suppose I just So suppose I go to the D and then I create some folder here. Okay, suppose practice. Okay, I hope you will understand. And then if you open, so you see it change the folder. So you can create one folder for yourself. Okay, so now I can go to my folder. You can anytime change this folder. Scilab 1, I think, Okay, so I hope that you created already. Okay, now let's write something here. Okay, so my first I will just write it here. Maybe you can continue exactly what I am writing here. So first, within quote unquote, I just write it here. Welcome to Scilab. Okay, and then just press enter. Let's see what happens. So what is it showing? That ans equal to welcome, exactly what I wrote here. It shows this, and here you see that it create one variable ans. So this is one thing. Whatever we'll write here, it will take as a variable. Okay, that's why it create one ans variable, and this is one by default variable. Okay, it will store or it will update all the time. Now same thing I will write without this quote unquote. Okay, also you can try and let's see what happens. Okay, and does not necessary to put your cursor at the end. It could be anywhere. And one thing, okay, sorry, I forgot to tell you how I just quickly get this. If you press up arrow, you see up arrow, okay, you press just up arrow, it will appear. Okay, and then I delete this. So then enter. What it says here, undefined variable. Okay, so I told you that we will learn from our error. So it says one error, undefined variable. So what does it mean? So the thing is that one thing already it is clear that whatever we write here, it will understand as a variable. Now, if I write suppose 5 and press enter, it shows ans equals to 5, no problem. But if I write something without quote unquote, suppose, then it is showing error. Okay, so what's the problem? The problem is if I give something, some number, it will by default consider as a variable. But to make this one, so then we make the computer full. Okay, let's do something forcefully. If I give this bgbg, okay, let me take this. If I give this, then you will see the magic. Okay, now computer take it as a variable. You see, it appears variable. And one thing is that just try to notice here, it shows previously, I don't know whether you noticed this, previously the type of the variable was double. I will show you this thing later. But now it shows string. Okay, so string means when we write some character or some text, and computer will not take it as a without quote or unquote as a variable. But if we put this one, then it will convert this string as a variable. So basically this is one string. Okay, so this is one good thing, and by this string we can, so I will show you some application of string. So for the time being, just remember that when we need to write some text, we give this quote unquote. Okay, now here you see that my command window is full. So what I have to do, I have to clean or erase my window. Just type CLC. Okay, CLC means to clear the screen. Press enter. So everything is gone. And if you want to clear your this variable window, just, yeah, for the timing it is empty. So if you write clear, okay, just remember this command. Clear means to clear your all current variables. Okay, and also be careful if you need some variable, so don't clear then. Okay, so for the timing we did not do any good thing, so just we can clear. Okay, now I come back to my yeah, suppose I don't know why always I love 5 so much. All the time I first type 5. Okay, anyway, so here you see that type of variable is double. That means actually it means double precision. Okay, and here okay, now I need to show something. So I will go to my PowerPoint now to show something. Yeah, you can see, I think. Okay, so then in Scilab, basically all the numerical calculation are done by matrices. Basically, yeah, everything is yeah, matrix here. So when we put some single value, that means actually it is 1 by 1 matrix. That means row 1, column 1. Okay, so single value means scalar variable. So here I show you that variable means then either it could be value or it could be quote unquote some character string. Okay, so it can understand as a variable. Okay, now this variable could be either a single number or it would be vector. Okay, so that is like okay, sorry, just suppose here if I first play around with this single number, suppose something like, yeah, whatever, and I see that, okay, it can do this operation. So then, so which our calculator can also do this, definitely. So why we need then this Scilab? Okay, so that's the thing that we can, yeah, sorry, yeah. So here it can handle also some big matrix. Okay, so so first the vector. What is vector? Now when this is only one column, row and one column, so this is called vector. I think already you know this. And how we'll create the vector in the Scilab? So suppose I give one variable name v, and then within third bracket, suppose 1, 2, 3, either this way or 1 space 2 space 3. Then you will see it will create one. I will show you everything. And then column vector. Okay, for this we'll just put like some name, whatever you want, A, B, C, V. Then within third bracket, 1 semicolon 2, something like that. Always divided by, separate by semicolon. Then it will create some column matrix, sorry, column vector. Yeah, basically this also matrix like, so in this case, this is 1 by 3 matrix, and this is 3 row, that means 3 by 1. Yeah. Now this is matrix. Okay, suppose in this case 1 square matrix, 3 by 3. So in this case we will write, suppose M, my matrix is equal to 1 within, of course, third bracket, 1, 2, 3. That means it will fill first this, and then 4, 5, 6. Then it will create one. I think, yeah, not this full matrix. Sorry, yeah, it will create second row. Okay, I will show you, and then this array. Okay. So let's do something in our Scilab window. And here one question for you, or for your trial, just you can type 1 plus string 5. Okay, let's do this thing first, and then I'll go to the matrix. Okay, so now I am going to my, yeah, here. So what I told you, suppose if I press 1 plus 5, then what it shows? 1 plus 5 means 6. I think now after this you will understand better the string thing. Now I will do same thing, 1 plus, there is one comment here, sorry, function here, string, string, and then within string I just give 5. Okay, let's see what happens. So what it says, error, again error. Okay, what I did wrong. Okay, then try to understand what I did. So if I press string, remember this one. Oh, so just for your, if we press tab, you see here it suggests many things, and here you will find the string. Just double click. Okay, I think you understand the use of tab. This is really very helpful. Then if we press 5, write 5, what it shows? Okay, maybe I can show again. So string 5. Okay, now what you see here, quote unquote 5. So basically quote unquote, that means, you know, when it shows, it is string variable. Also your answer is now, you see, string. That means 5 is no more our value. That's why when we add 1 plus, so if I just press arrow, yeah, this one, 1 plus string 5, that means we are adding one variable plus string. Okay, of course we cannot add cow plus goat. Yeah, you know that story. So that's why it give me error. Okay, now what I will do, if I convert this 1 to string, then let's see what happens. Okay, so string 1 plus string 5. So in principle 1 plus 5, it should be 6. Okay, let's see what it shows. Oh no. Okay, so it is really, now we make really computer full, that it only take 1 and 5 and side by side it put this. Okay, so now I think you understand how. So it is adding, but just not doing any calculation. Okay, suppose if I write, sorry, try with me, please. Oh, I'm so full. So just press arrow. Yeah. So then here, if you write, suppose string, sorry, what I want to show you, I am writing, suppose psi plus, let's see whether it can add this. Suppose I write this psi plus lab. So two string variable, okay, and plus, then enter. So you understand now how it works. Okay, it is adding just side by side. Okay. I hope you understand. Okay, now one thing is that how we can create one variable. Suppose I start from A equals to, if I give, so previously I show you that it is giving only answer. Now if you write something A or whatever, then if I do this, then you will see it will create one A variable here. Okay, now I want to create one suppose vector, sorry, vector, column vector, suppose v1, I say v1, and how I will write it. So of course, first give this bracket, then I give 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, whatever. Okay, either this way or with space, then just press enter and it shows this one. So always it shows you like this way with some dot. Okay, so but yeah, basically this is 1 2 3. Okay, and you will see here, if you double click this v1, the variable, you can get this always like this. Okay, so now this is one row vector. Okay, okay, now how I want not in this format, I would like to do this in this way. Let's do this v2. And one thing, just one thing I want to show you, if I just type v1, then it will show this. Now I give capital V1 and again error. Why? Because computer only understands small v1. So this is case sensitive. Okay, MATLAB is case sensitive. Okay, you understand this. Okay, so be careful with all the command or function, you have to write in a proper way. Okay, now I will write a, so yeah, the quickest way would be, suppose if I just do v1 and so this prime, that means transpose. Okay, let's see what happens. Suppose I can give also a name v2. So v2 is equal to v1, then you can see this thing, this sign, how you say this, prime maybe. Okay, so then you will see, okay, so now v2 is, so transpose of this. Okay, and how you will create v1, sorry, if I just create manually, then how it would be, so 1 semicolon 2 semicolon 3. Okay, then it will create this. Okay, so I hope you understand. Now suppose I want to create one matrix. Okay, suppose M1, and how I will create, suppose 1 2 3. Okay, so this is, suppose yeah, 1 2 3 and then semicolon 4 comma 5 comma 6. So comma means different row column in the same row. Again, if I give this semicolon, that means creating another 7 comma 8 comma 9, or you can use space just in between. And this time I want to give one, so also another thing, just if you give this one, and yeah, just try this and tell me how, what you are getting. Please tell me what one, maybe Semontidi, or yeah, just to follow you whether I am in, yeah, you are with me. Can you hear?
Yes, Nirnay, we can hear.
Yes. So if you press enter, what you see in your screen?
Oh.
Is it like me?
Yeah, Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, Nirnay, please continue.
Okay. So if you type these, then you will see here nothing, no result. So what happened? So that is one thing. When we put this semicolon after my vector or after my any operation, it will not show you the result. But you see here, it create one result, it create one matrix. If I double click here, you'll see my vector is here. So that is one thing, that if you don't want to see your result, suppose there is one big matrix you don't want to see, just you want to create, then you have to use this semicolon. Okay, so now anytime until I give this one, until I clear, if you press M1, then you will get back this matrix. Okay, so this is the matrix what I created. So I hope you can create now the matrix. Okay, now I will show you some property of the matrix. Okay, suppose if I want to know the size of the matrix, suppose I don't know, there is some big matrix, then for this, yeah, you can definitely tell this, but just remember this comment, size, then within bracket M1, if I give this command, then you will see that it shows 3 by 3. First is row, then column, 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, now if I give the V2, just for you to try test size, of course, try to remember this bracket, otherwise it will tell you error. Okay, so 1 by 4 matrix. Okay, and now if I want to know, and actually this is very helpful, I'll show you the application. Suppose you have a big matrix and you don't, of course you will not count, and then if I give like this, I create one vector and I know I want to know row and column. Okay, R and C. So in this way, and then because you see that this is one matrix 3 by 3 answer, and this is like one single row vector, then that's why I put this. I created one RC, which is size of, suppose I took this M1 matrix. Okay, I think you can see. So then if I press, you see here it says store the value 3 in R and C, 3 in C. Okay, now this will be helpful when you do some big matrix problem. Is there any comment for me? Okay, anyway, so then you can use this R in your further comment. Sorry, like suppose if you want, suppose you want to know, suppose you have a 50 row matrix, okay, and then you want to create another, or so you want to know how long your data sheet. Okay, suppose, I think you will understand better when I will show the example. Okay, so now again I will go to my slide to show something. Okay, so what actually I told you that, yes.
Nirnay,
Yes.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Can we just have a look at the chat box if everything's fine? Can we just have a look? Is everything fine?
Where?
Yeah.
Type C.
Yes, Panchaliti?
I think some of them are, they want to see the previous slides, huh?
Yeah, Nirnay, can you just please have a look at the chat box?
Sorry, yeah.
No, it's perfectly fine. You were just going at a very nice pace, so.
Cannot hear, I think hopefully you will get. Then
That is a problem at his end. I tried to have a Zoom meeting with him yesterday, and the same problem persisted.
No, just give a glance to the previous slide. Is it possible, or he has cleared all these?
Yeah, sure. Linda, can I just go back to the last thing you did?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. I get it now. Okay, so no worries. So what I did actually, you mean this one, right? This thing,
Panchariti, are you looking
Can you-
for this thing?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
okay.
this one.
So what I told you, suppose I have one matrix M1, and now, so for this right away, you know the how the row number or which order of the matrix. Okay, 3 by 3. Now, when you handle a big matrix and you don't know what is the number of the row and what is the number of the column. So in that case, if you give this, suppose I created something, I just show you once, like suppose you are creating one, because we already know the size of this. Sorry. So we know already this one. Okay, so and from here we see that this is one row vector 3 by 3. Okay, now I can use this thing. So if I create one my own like R1 and column 1, okay, within third bracket, vector means of course, or matrix means of course you have to give within third bracket. And then if I just use this size of matrix or whatever we want, in this case M1, then it will store these 3 value in R1 and this 3 value in C1, okay, which is helpful for my further proceed. So now if when I need to know the column number, sorry, row number, then you can use this R1, okay. So this is the application of this. I will show you when I will do bigger program. I think it is clear, okay. So I can clear.
Okay, so Nirna, just one more thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
From Nochiketa, this question is 3 cross 3 matrix.
Yeah.
Nochiketa, do you want to know something from the about the 3 cross 3 matrix? Nochiketa, if you can hear us, please reply
Can
in the
you?
chat box. No, it's fine. Okay, then go
Okay.
ahead, Nirna. Yeah.
Great.
I'll keep a look at the chat window. Yeah, you please continue.
Okay, so now if you are I will not go details. Of course, this is one lecture. You can go to this YouTube lecture. Here I will give the link. So this is what I mean, that double precision. So here, when you store some value, it will show you this double precision. So this is the meaning. Okay, so you can have a look this. Okay, now here I will actually listed up some comment around I think 15, 16, just very useful comment, and you can so mainly for your further practice I will share this thing. So suppose I will go one by one. So first is that if you want, so this is syntax. Syntax means that exactly you have to write in this form in your command window. Okay, so this is actually ym. Of course it will not take ym if you don't store any value. So this is just for representation. I will explain everything. So to see the present and old calendar, you can use calendar. Just if you press calendar, then you will see the result. Okay, so already CLC I told you, clear I told you. Now display. Okay, now I go one by one. Okay, first let's see calendar. Again I will use this tab. Okay, oh sorry, tab. Okay, you can see here different calendar two. So I prefer this second calendar. You'll see. So if I give the calendar right away, you will see the present the calendar of this month. Okay, now if I want to know the calendar of some, suppose I just give, I want to know the date of our Independent Day. So which day it was, 1957. Just so first year and then month. If you give this, then it will appear your old calendar. Okay, now you can see, okay, 15th August, it was Friday. Okay, so then in just one click you can open any old windows. Okay, so I hope you follow this. Let me check any problem. With this calendar command here, it is showing undefined variable y. Okay. So what is the name? Arkobroto Gupta. Arkobroto, for you. Okay, maybe your So your maybe your typo there, maybe there is typo. Can you just type here what you wrote exactly? Is it the spelling is exactly same? CALENDAR. I would say just type cal and press tab. Then it will suggest you, and then choose the second one, CALENDR. Double click. Okay.
And just let's wait for his response. And in the meantime, hello, Nirna, you there?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime, can you please show how to make a 4x4 matrix? This question is
Okay.
from Jivanananda Gayan, sir.
Exactly. Okay. So how I can create 4x4 matrix? Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. So first one thing, actually, yeah, I'll show you that thing, but for the time being, what we learned so far, suppose I give name M4. Okay. So this is just dummy name. You can give whatever you want. And suppose I want to create a 4x4 matrix. So what I'll do, suppose 1, press 2, press 3, press 4. Then, so this means one row. Then this, suppose 5, sorry, anyway. Then again, so second one, then whatever, just you can give press. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then again, so 1, 2, another row is left. Okay, this way you can do this thing. Okay, now you see this is 4x4 matrix, and I can actually just do in a very quick way, but yeah, that I will go later. Suppose if you give, I can just quickly show you once, and then the size of the matrix 4, 4. Okay, you will see then. So this is one command. I will show you later. Once 4, 4. Let's see what happens. You see, it creates all like 4x4 matrix, and all elements are 1. Okay, so this is one good thing. And if you suppose try to create, suppose I want to create 4 multiplied by, so this is multiply, and then this one, suppose in this case it's stored in my answer. Okay, you will get this. So this thing I will show you later. I hope for the timing I can continue further.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I guess we have understood the structuring of 4x4 matrix.
Yeah.
And we got a reply from Arkabrata Gupta also. I guess the calendar command is working for him also. So let's continue with the next thing.
Great. So then calendar is gone. You can open any window, whatever you want. Okay. So I think that is not a problem. Very easy thing. And let's see this display thing. Okay. Here it's a display variable. Okay. If you want to display variable, then like just type disp, dis, then your variable name, whatever you created, you can just type here without anything. If it is variable, without anything. If it is string, with quote unquote. For example, if I want to display this 1, 2, 3, okay. So in this case, this is no problem when you do this. Okay, let me introduce the Scilab node. Then I think the use of display you will understand better. So here, if you want to create, because this is also good also for saving all the comment, you can see it later. Just create one here. You can see, I think here, launch SciNodes. If I just put the cursor here, okay. Then here, just cancel it. And here you see that there is one SciNodes window. Now you can save this, okay? Just Control S, and you can save it here in your folder. So I just give practice 1, okay? Now I think you created this window, okay? Now here or here in this window or here, if you give this one that already I told you, so this is mainly for statement. So this double slash mean if I give this statement, okay, or say I just say hello, then you see that it executes. That means without an error. But if I just write hello, then you'll see some error, because in this case, when I press without double slash, it will run this program. But if we give this one, then it will ignore, it will not execute, just it will pass as a statement. Okay, so this thing you can use here, because this is, I would always recommend when you write some big program, please try to explain everything with this command window. Okay, suppose here I am writing web inner Scilab 1. So you see the color is now green, and it will not run this one, just it will pass. Okay, so in this case, suppose what actually I want to show you, if I just suppose I press disp, you see the color change. If I just type differently, it will not take as a proper function. So this is the proper function, disp. Okay, let me try another thing. So here I'll go. Maybe it would be good if you just yeah, like this way, you can just try to arrange, though I understand in your case it is very hard because already you are watching me in one window. Anyway, I think you will still can see something. Okay, just like this. And what is this? This means, so this actually I forgot to tell you that I told you help function. If I press just help, type here help, you will see all the list of the command of the function, anything. And here it explained very nicely. Okay, so this is really very helpful. Okay, now if I want to know about some function, which suppose in this case disp, you don't know what is disp. Okay, I show you because yeah, all the comment here it is not possible to show you, but if you just press help and then the function name disp, then you see that it is appearing this window where you see this display variable. The syntax is this within first bracket x1 x2, which is like your vector name, and it will show you this x1 x2 all the values, and everything is explained here. You can directly run or also copy this, but I will tell you, don't just copy and run. Please try to understand the logic behind it. Okay, so this is one thing. So now let's see what it happened. So I just want to show you here. And one cool thing is here in this side notes, I think for the time being, I can just keep it bigger. Okay, when you, so you are, I think, working with me. If you just press one, give one bracket, right away it will close the bracket. Okay, you do not need to give the second bracket. This is also one cool thing. Now, if I give this, yeah, suppose I create one matrix here. Sorry, yeah, always it is giving you the close bracket. Suppose I want to like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I give this display window. And now if I run this, okay, and before that here also you can right away give the CLC command. Okay, also if you want to clean all your variable, okay, for the timing I will not clear my variable. Okay, then here you'll see one thing. You can see this button. One is execute, and here save and execute. Okay, so the save and execute, sorry, save and execute, then it will automatically save. Okay, and you see the result. So display 1, 2, 3, 4, that means it giving one matrix here or creating one matrix, yeah, vector here 1, 2, 3, 4. And here if I just change this, so one thing, if someone just forgot this one, this third bracket, what it will show, let's see. Oh, sorry. And let's see what happened. Yeah, of course, error, because whatever we will write here, just remember, this is one function. Display is here one by default function. There are lots of by default function in Scilab, and you have to write everything in a proper way. What is the format? So the format is your function, by default function, exactly same way. Then within bracket, you have to pass your variable name, or you have to, yeah, like here, if I give this 1, 2, 3, 4, it is not a vector. To make it vector, definitely I have to give this within third bracket. Okay, so now if I run, then you will see this, it is appearing. Okay, hope you will understand. Now suppose if I want to show some string, definitely, oh sorry, same thing here, just give, yeah, just one, and then it will close. So here if I say again, like hello, suppose, okay, then let me run. Okay, you will see here hello. Okay, so I think you understand this display thing. Okay, so now next one, what is the next one? Yeah, so this I already told you, this top display thing. And then, okay, now this is very helpful. So when we want to increment in some loop by using this colon operator, you see this colon operator. So the format is like that: start, okay, suppose you want to start from 1, then colon, then end, some end value. And by default, if you give this, it will increment 1 by 1. Okay, then you can try right away this 1 to 10. Okay, and if I want to at some interval, suppose 2 or 0.5 or 0.2, so you can give this one. So in the middle, then it is the step. Okay, so let's try. So
Nirnay,
yeah,
just one question,
yeah,
that from one of our participants,
repeat
that
save process.
yeah,
Okay.
the creation of the sign note and saving the sign note.
Okay, sure. Okay, I'm creating another. So suppose, I think you can see. So I just go here. So when you are here, then you can see this one. If you just put the cursor, it will show everything. What is the details? Okay. Launch sign notes. I'm creating one here, as already I have one open. In this case, here there is one like new. Press new. It will show untitled. That means it is not saved. Now I have to go to the file, then save as. Okay, it will show you that, okay, you have to choose the directory. Now here I give practice2. Okay, now you can just save it. Okay, I think it is clear. Let me check the chat box. Clear? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, so where is my, yeah, exactly. Okay, so this comment, so everything, whatever will go here, actually, ultimately, in your comment window, it will go. And here, I think maybe you'll prefer this definitely, because yeah, I prefer this due to this colorful thing and also very easy to handle. Okay, let me create this thing. So suppose I create one vector A is equal to, of course, within bracket, what I'll, so in this case, actually, when I give this colon thing, suppose I give 1 to 10. In this case, you do not need to, yeah, to give within third bracket. By default, it will understand that it is creating one vector or matrix. So if I give this command, and then if I give this one, you see this colon, and if I run and execute, save and execute, okay? Okay, so you see here, there is nothing. It ran, it didn't give the error, just say executed. It is executed. So now if I just not give this one, then you will see, sorry, yeah, so here it is not showing this thing. Now if I give like display, or here just press in the command window just to show that it is actually created, it is not showing. Okay, so here you see that this one is actually, sorry. So yeah, don't worry this thing. It's like, yeah, just divided the column. So if I go here, my variable, you'll see. So it's stored like this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this way. Okay, you understand now? Like it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just here column 8 to 10. Okay, don't worry. Okay, I don't like this one. I want what I want. I want in a opposite way. So what I will do then? Just give this one. Okay, and then transports it. Then what you can do, just display your a vector, then run and execute. Let's see. And I don't want to this, yeah, this screen. So I just want to clear. So first I give this clear here. Okay, and then it will automatically clear everything. Now I will save and execute. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So I hope you understand. So just remember this thing, that when you give this, just use this colon, then you will get in a like row, in row vector. So, and if you transfer this, then it will only convert like a column vector. Okay, now I want, suppose 0.5 interval. So 0.1, I just give in the middle. Okay, I think you understand the format. You see 1 colon 0.5 colon 10. Okay, so this is the end value. Now let's see what happened. Save and execute. You see now the interval is 1, 1.5, 2, like this way. Okay, I hope you understand. 2. So as I give this clears comment, CLC comment, automatically it will clear. Save and execute. You see? So whatever you want, you can create very quickly. If I want to create a 50 matrix, just give 50. Suppose sometimes you need one, suppose you have one data set, like say, for example, some fluorescence intensity, some UV intensity or whatever in y-axis. Okay, and you did that in time measurement, time series measurement. So I give like time is equal to 1, it starts suppose from 0. Okay, and you took it suppose 1 second interval. Okay, and you did 60 seconds. And you so in your, from your data, you have already, your data is equal to, data is equals to, suppose I just give one thing like once ONES. Yeah, so already my data set is, suppose so in this case it will create one matrix 0 to 6. So I will give 60, and that means the, oh sorry, so first would be column row number 1, 60. That means this is row number. I want to create one same size matrix. Okay, so this would be, suppose my y-axis, this should be my x-axis. Okay, now display a comma data. So this is the format. Any variable you can just, yeah, write it within display, it will show you a display. Or you can do one thing, just create in a same vector, display a comma data. Okay, so this is also very helpful. And now let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm expecting that error. Okay, so what was the problem? So the problem was, if you go this time, just I want to show you the problem. So then, and you will understand better now use of size. So if I just type this size of time, yes, of course, because I started from 0, and that's why this is 61 number, and here I created. So always your both matrix should be same number, otherwise when you create this, so if I don't keep this one in a same matrix, then no problem. You see here it create both file perfectly, no problem. Sorry, I want to just show you. sorry. Yeah, so here, where is the data? Yeah, data. So you will see here the data. Okay, one problem is that also this is row. Okay, so I have to do the transpose. So then I will go here. So also here I have to do the transpose, then it will be same. Okay, so this was one error, I just correct it.
Sorry to
Sorry.
interrupt, Nirnay. In the side note practice 2, where did you actually define A?
Okay.
I
Here,
can't see A.
oh, sorry. Yeah. So thank you, Semantidi. Actually, yeah, it was previously A that then I changed to time. Yeah, that's why. Thank you. Yeah. Now you understand, I think. Okay. So yeah, of course, that was one on my fault. That previously it was A, and okay, there is something in the chat window. Repeat the entire. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I am repeating one by one now. Suppose I created one times thing. Okay. I think it is better just go one by one. So I created already this time thing. Okay. If I give this time, and you see that it is already created. Okay. Now, if I display this time, okay, it will show this same thing. Now, what actually I want, suppose you created, you have, so this data, you have your experimental data. Okay. So data is, I just create once mean, you know this command. I already show you, like if you give this once and then row number, then column number or order, then it will create one matrix like this way. Okay. And suppose if I give once one row, sorry, not one row, the column, it would be like, suppose, for example, 5 by 1. That means your row number is 5, column number 1. I know single column. So actually this is my, I want to try it, create one column which is like 5 row number. Okay. And now here, if you, so your size of time already, you know, the like size of your time is 61. That means 61 is your row number. I want to create a matrix of data which is exactly same size. Okay, so that is what I want to create. So then here you will just give once and then 61 comma 1. Okay, now if I give time and data within third bracket, then let's see what happened. Okay, that's what actually I wanted. So this is your time 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is your Y data. So in this case, I created one. Suppose you have already this data set and you want to create time series because from your software, it didn't create your time, suppose. Then you can create right away by this way and you can plot this. That I will show you later. Okay, I hope everything's fine.
Nirnay, can you please repeat this entire thing once more?
Okay.
From right from creating the side note and this time. What do you call it? A variable or a matrix? Time is a matrix, right?
So in this, so actually everything we can say matrix, but like specifically, if it is single, then it is scalar. That means 1 by 1 matrix. And when it is vector, like single, this time is, in this case, I can say column vector.
Column vector, also, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So right from creating the time matrix to the transpose and then the data, please.
Exactly.
So remove the transpose first and
yeah.
Okay, well, someone asked, what's the range? It's start, end, and interval.
Yeah, so that what
Rajanya,
I showed you here, like this is the start, then colon, step, that means interval. Step is the interval, and end means your final or end point. Up to this it will go. Okay, I think you understand the comment. So here I want, suppose one interval. So then time is equal to 0 to, it will start from 0 within, so one interval, then up to 60. Okay,
So it's like it will go on like 0, 1, 2, 3, like
or
that.
like that way. Exactly.
So if you change this 1 to 2, it will go like 0, 2, 4, 6.
Exactly. If I go, okay, let's see then. I just give display here. Display is just to show here time. Let's see. So you see here, now it create one, and it is like, it goes like this way. So if I go here time, you can see that it is goes in this way if I don't transpose it. Okay. So usually to see the data set, we are more used to see in a column format. That's why.
To have the data in a column, yes, right.
Yeah.
So that's why we need to do the transpose.
Yeah. This is just one for one application. I mean, for this
Okay.
doesn't matter. Like usually
So you
we are
just
used,
put
yeah,
put a single inverted comma.
Yeah, exactly.
And then run.
Then run. Yeah, run and execute. Yeah. Then you'll see that it transposes this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it.
Now you are creating a data set.
Now I am creating one data set. So this you can give any name, suppose D. Okay. And here, what actually my purpose is just to create same folder, same of the time. You can do in a smart way. Suppose here you can give one, what I showed you, that application. Suppose I give R and column. That means it will automatically store size of time. So it will take from, so it will first calculate size of time. That means, so if I give here, you will understand better. Already I showed you that size of time. You see it. So answer is 31, 1. Now, if I give this thing here, size of time, then in R, okay, it will automatically create in R this 31 value. That means the row number, and column number will store in C. Okay. Now this is more general. If we change this, it will not change here. Now what I do, I give once. This is one by default function which will give or create matrix. All the elements would be 1, and the format is first row number and then column number. Okay. I think you understand. Okay, now if I give this R and C, because I need exactly same, so it will take from here. Okay, and then let's see what happens. Again, okay, I want to display everything, suppose here, or okay, just make it for the timing. If I give this sign, that means it will not run. Sorry, it will not execute this. Okay, time comma D. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you see that D is here, but I think, okay, yeah, D is here, but it shows one by one. First, 0, 2, 4, 6 like this, and exactly same number, it just create 1, 1, 1, 1, because I gave the command once. If you just multiply by something, suppose I multiplied by 12, just try this one. Okay. Then run and execute. Let's see what happens. You see my data set is now with 12, 12, 12. Okay, so this is the comment you can use, whatever number you want. I will show you how you can create some random number also, but I will show you later. So is it clear now? And let me check the box.
Yeah, it's clear.
It's clear. Now what I want to make a make this time and D in a same vector, in a same data file. Okay, so what I will do, I have to display this variable 1, variable 2 means it will show separately. But if I want to merge them, just I give one third bracket, and then that means it will merge time in a first column, and then in second column D. Okay, this is the way how you can merge two matrix. Okay, now if you run this, you'll see that. Okay, so this is my time series, this one,
Yeah.
and this is my data set. Okay.
Yes, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I guess we
Okay.
can proceed with the next thing.
Yeah. Okay, so this is done. This is very helpful one, this column matrix thing. Okay, so I think here there is one comment here to convert values values to text. That already I show you. This is one example. Suppose a equal to 31. I want, so I go here. Again, I just clean this. Yeah. So suppose what I want, suppose I create one thing like this, 31. Okay. A equals to one variable, which is kind of, we can say like age. So this means that, sorry, it is statement, I already told you. Now, what actually I want to give a, so my final goal is that I want to write in a way like it will automatically show you, suppose, okay, when I will give the example, you will understand maybe. Like display, suppose I first give I am, so this is one, my string variable. Then I just give plus. So plus, and then here I want a as a string, not as a variable. Okay, so if I do this, and also I told you I can add only string plus string, not variable plus string. So I have to convert a as a string. So string of a, bracket close. Then, so here I don't give the quote unquote, because this is string a means actually quote unquote 31. It will appear. Okay, now again I give plus. Okay, now I give this again one character string. So I am, it will automatically take this 31 value here. And then if I write it here, years old. Okay, now let's see what happened. Okay, so here it says I am 31 years old. So what is the purpose of this? If I give this 31 value different, then automatically it will change here, and which is very helpful. I will show you some application. You see here automatically it is changing. And now one thing I have to correct, like you see here am 36, all are like together. So what I can do here, in this quote unquote, if I give some space, also it will create one space after am. Okay, it will not understand whatever I just write here, it will just display as it is. I give one space. Now after 36 I need one space. How I can do that? If I give space before this, before starting like years, give one space and let me run. Okay, now this is in decent format. I am 36 years old. Okay, so this is one thing how you can apply both variable and string, and you can display this in a decent way. Suppose here one good comment, if I give this thing as an input, you want to give as an input. Okay, so now your value, it will ask you, please give one input. Okay, first I clean here, CLC. Okay, I would say if you save this thing, you can just create one like conversion for your, yeah, later it will helpful for, yeah, future. So conversion of string, sorry, variable to string, and also vice versa. Variable to string, and also the operation is going on. So here I give input command. Remember also this one. If I write input function, and then within bracket, I give like within something. So enter your age. Okay, let's see what happened. And of course, I have to give some space, otherwise again it will. Okay, so what you see here, exactly what you wrote here, enter your age. Now you can give, suppose 31. Okay, now if I just press enter, so already, because I already ran this program, so when I ran this program, it is coming here, and it will ask enter your age. That means this is already in running process. This thing will proceed when we give this command. Okay, so when we put 31, right away it will execute this thing. Okay, understand? Okay, let's try again. So then here, so this small thing, so yeah, you will understand when I will show a bigger application. This is really very helpful. So enter your age, again it shows enter your age. Okay, any value, just give and enter. Then it will appear I am 40 years old. You see, it will take the value from here and just writing like this way. Okay, I hope you understand. Yeah, there is no comment.
Yes, it's perfectly fine. It's very clear.
Good.
Please go ahead.
Okay, now so my next thing. Okay, now there are some cool application. Am I very slow or is it okay?
No, it's perfectly fine.
Okay,
it's perfectly
just
fine.
yeah, remember me the time.
Yeah, we have like 12:45. We can have the lecture till 12:45 p.m. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to do a bit faster, no worries. So here, something that lean space, log space, this is very cool thing. Okay, quickly I can show you. Also, I think, yeah, no problem. When I will send this slide, you can just try this example, you will understand everything. Here, so always remember here, this is not exact thing. Here, I just want to try, like suppose start. Of course, if you just give start, it will not understand start. You have to give some value. So let's try this example. Lean space. Okay, let me try. Okay, if I give, you can also do this thing in Synode. So if I give this lean, same thing, just press tab. Do not need to worry about the typo. So here definitely, okay, maybe a bit more. Tab.
I have one question. Can I ask?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Can I put each and every command in console window, which I have already put in Synode?
Yeah. So basically, basically what you are writing here, all the command actually is passing by these. Okay. So if I suppose give CLC here, that means definitely it will come. So this is our heart. Like everything is passing here. So if you just copy this, but in this case, the problem is it will step by step execute. So that's why all the time it will fool your cover this thing. Okay.
Okay.
I think, okay. So that's the, yeah, that's why I also like this, yeah, this window.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, maybe, yeah, I think, yeah, this is better to just do everything here. I think this is really very helpful. Okay, so let me try this, lean space. So this is one good thing. So if you give lean space, the format is start, okay, comma, in this case, not colon, comma. Suppose I want to create, so if I give like lean space up to 50. So this is end value. Now you have to do, suppose I want 100. So this number is your total number, okay? And this is in your case 1 to 50, and it will divide equally 100 numbers, okay? So let me give it in a, yeah, suppose A is equal to lean space this, or so here I just give, yeah, A1. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I display this. So now if I go to this A1, or you can just to see in the window, this A1, already, I think you familiar. Okay, of course, it is actually showing this all, but yeah, you will not understand as it is like in a row. So I just to make it more, yeah, like this way, transpose. Then let's see. Yeah, you see, it is creating 1.4. That means 1, 2. If you see the end value, it is you see the end value 50. Okay, so it is creating like this way. Now here I will show you some cool thing. I think you understand the concept of lean space. Okay, now how we can reach one element. So if you suppose want to reach one element, suppose A1, I want to see last value. Okay, so I can give 50. Sorry, I want to go to the 50 number value. So 50. So when I give this vector name, and this is the element number, or if it is column vector, then like 1, 2, 3, 4, like this way. Suppose you are seeing here 1, 2, 3, 4. I give just 4 here. Let's see what happens. Then you will understand. And of course, this. Okay, I for the timing, I will cancel right away this one. Then you will see better. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So just write this. Okay, I'm waiting a bit. Maybe you are typing. Tell me if I'm first. I hope no comment. Okay. So this A14. So vector name within bracket, which element you want to reach. Then if you see this thing, you will see this one. Okay. So what was my 4 value? Let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2.48. So you understand this comment, 2.48, it take this value. Okay. Now, if I want to go here in the end value 50, how I will go there? So just here, if you give this $sign, remember this $sign means you can write in your code if you want to save that dollar equal to end element. Okay. Now let's see what happened. Okay, yeah, you see here, this one is actually for your, this comment. You will understand if I give just out this. You see 50. So it is going to the end value 50. And sometimes for bigger matrix, we just give this, sometimes we need this comment. Okay, I don't know what is the last value. So you can just give this one, end element. Okay, I think it is clear. Then if you want any value, suppose 10 value. Okay, so you will get everything. Now, if I get, so there is one thing, suppose I want to create a matrix 1, 2, 5. So in the same fashion, A1, okay, so this display is just to show you, but you are creating suppose one B matrix. So you are creating another matrix B1, which is actually one submatrix of this, will take the value from A1 to 5. Okay, so if you do this, and let me again display. Sorry. So let's see how it, okay, what wrong? Oh, sorry. Yeah, here in this case, I do not need. If you create here B1, then, so you understand, like you can give some name to B. So I directly displaying A1, 1 to 5. You see, so it is creating a matrix, just taking up to all, 1 to 5. And if I give this comment, just this, A1 of this, that means all. It will understand all. Only colon means all. You see, all here. Okay. Okay. Suppose you will understand this thing here. Where is, okay, I cleared that one. Okay, if it is suppose 2 by 2 matrix, suppose I create, I think it is clear. Can you someone give me response?
It's clear. You please continue.
Okay. Now I will show something. Suppose I, Okay, so for the time being, just remember this. Now I can show you the other thing. Okay, so same thing if you do in log scale. Okay, you can do this in log scale. Just put it here, log space. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course, typo. Yeah, you'll see that there was no any. So it is like showing some error. Now, yeah, log space. Exactly, you have to type like this way. Yeah, you'll see in log scale, it is doing like this. So if I give 1 to 50, that means the first element is 10 to the power 1, and last element is 10 to the power 15. Sorry, 10 to the power 50, and it will create divide 100 values. Okay, so this is very cool window. Mainly during plotting, it will help. You will see the use of it better. Okay, I think now I can proceed next. Okay, here I already give this. Now, how you can use pi, then e, infinity, this thing. So you will get this. Okay, let me try. Suppose here, display always, I want to see the pi, or suppose at the same time I'll, yeah, suppose 2 to, or suppose 0 to 2 pi. Then how we will use? So 0 to multiplied by percentage sign pi. So this percentage pi is 1 by default. So these numbers actually are stored in Scilab by default. Percentage pi means pi up to this value. Then percentage e means Euler constant up to this value. Percentage INF means infinity, and percentage I means, yeah, imaginary. Okay. So just one example here. If I want to display 0 to 2 pi, okay, here it goes, of course, up to, yeah, if I give 0 point, suppose 5, 0 to, okay, oh, sorry, yeah, by default it is going this, and, oh, sorry, one mistake of me. So 0 to, suppose I want to go 0 to 2.5 interval, and 2 pi. Okay, so actually pi is here, oh, sorry, pi, yeah, so pi value is this, and when we multiply it by 2 into percentage pi, so actual value is 6.28. So now the question, why it is going to 6? You see here, it is going up to 6 because due to this 0.5 thing, it will create a matrix until not exactly to the end. Okay, it is going up to this interval, and when it will take this 6 point, if I give more, like suppose 1, then you will see maybe 1 digit more. Yes, you understand, 6.2. Okay, so now you understand, I think, the use of pi. Okay, now I can go further. You can practice it. Also, you can get many things here. If I just type, I think, help percentage pi, yeah, you will see all the syntax and also all the example here. For anything, just type and to go further. Yeah. Okay. Now the next thing is that how, so this is sort elements in ascending order. Okay. So suppose I created one matrix, or I have some matrix or data set. I want to create in an increment order. So it will create like, yeah. So then this is the command, G sort vector name. That means which vector you want to arrange. Then within quote G, then I. Okay. I means, remember that increment. And if you don't give this just G sort, that is descending order. Okay, let me try. So suppose I just exactly typing this one. D is equal to, suppose, this matrix. So here, as I don't give this thing, okay. So you see here, 3, 6, 7, 2, 4, something like that. Okay, you can just create whatever, just some matrix. And then if I give this comment G sort, okay, D, let's see what happened. Yeah, you see this arrange in a descending order. Okay, I think you understand, nothing complex. Okay, now use the other one. Within must, you have to give this thing, the quote unquote. This is just the format. Then you see the ascending order. What happened here? I don't know. Why it's scratch here? I don't know why. Okay, I don't know, something happens. Anyway, so I think you understand this. Why this appear? Strange thing. Sevantiti, can you see?
Yeah, I can see, but it's not affecting the streaming. So you can just continue, and then after the session, you can just restart
Okay.
your computer and
So,
see if
yeah,
it vanishes.
something.
Otherwise, you can always buy a new computer, you know. So
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, I think I don't know whether it is. Oh, maybe if you, yeah, in your screen, I think it is not a problem. So then, so this you understand. Now, suppose in the same thing, I want to find some value. Suppose this is also one cool thing. Maybe I have to move this here. I think still you can see. Yeah. So suppose if you give this command find, so it will search your element with this different thing, like whether you want how many zero value, how many something greater than 3, greater than 4 value. So let me give the example. Suppose I have this D is equal to, suppose I just create one again, 1 4 7 0 8 0 7 0, sorry, 5. Okay, you are trying, I hope, with me. Okay, so this is my D, and now I just give this command find, then D equivalent to 0. Okay, let's see what happened. So what does it mean? 4 6 8. You'll see here 1 2 3 4. That means in 4 it finds 0. Then 5 6, again in 6 it finds 0. So this is very cool option. Sometimes we, suppose we have a huge data set and we want to know which values are 0. You can exactly get this element, and then if you just go there and you can check it, like suppose D of 4, that already you know this notation. You see 4. Okay, suppose here I want to reach here D of 8, sorry, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so D of 5 element is 8, and if I use this one, okay, so just like that way, by tab key you can reach this. If I press, okay, which value is 8? Yes, you see element 5 is 8. Okay, I hope you understand. Now if I want to take some value, like, okay, which value are greater than 4? Okay, now one thing just to, yeah, like if I clear the screen, all the variables are still there, okay, until I this thing. So if I don't give this, then it is fine. Okay, so still my D is here. So what I want to show you, find D greater than 4. Let's see. Yes, so it shows that, so what was the D? It shows that 3 5 7 9 element. Okay, let me check. Yeah, this is greater than 4, definitely. Yeah, 8 and 7. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, now these are the comment. Okay, now Boolean operator, and or and not operation. Anyone trying to do something? Okay. Perhaps someone has drawn. Oh, okay.
Oh, this is something new. We didn't know about this. So thanks, Orkabroto, for the information.
Yeah.
It's a kind request to the participants. Please stick to the Scilab operations only. Please don't distract our speaker because he has really a limited time and he is sparing that for us. He has too many responsibilities in his lab and he has woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning for us only. So please cooperate. Thank you. Nirnay, please continue.
Yes. So you can see this thing like Boolean operator also we can use in Scilab and in operation also. Suppose this is the command, and if you use this and, it will understand and operation. Then this line means, you can see, I think, yeah, you see here line, and this is NOR operation. Okay. Now suppose if I give this D and D, okay, this is same matrix. So what it should be? D means already which I defined. You have also some variable. Just try with this D and, sorry, D and D. Okay, what you see here, true, true, true. That means as D is same matrix, that means it find it and like all values are available. Okay, so that's why true, true, true. So if you, so here I already show you that Boolean comment %t %f or %t %f, it will give you this Boolean constants. Okay, suppose if I, so this example, suppose we know that 1 equals to, we know that 1 equals to 1, that we know. Okay, yes, it shows true. Okay, you understand the concept of the Boolean operation. Suppose I give 3 not, I want to use NOR operation. 3, I am telling it that, okay, 3 not equal to 3, that I am telling this. Okay, so computer will respond me, no, it is false. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, now I can continue. Okay, now the use of percentage. So real and imaginary scalar, how you can use one complex, or you can write one complex thing. So complex, this is just one dummy name of the variable. You can just give anything. 2 plus 3, suppose, for example, 1, multiplied by this percentage I, then you will get this thing. And if you want to separate, then you give real complex thing and image complex. Okay, let me just quickly give this example. So suppose I give 2 or 3 plus 4 multiplied by percentage I. Okay, so this is your complex number now stored in answer. Okay, now if I give real answer, then then you will see, you see that it will take only this real. And if I give this image, imaginary, image for imaginary, in my case variable ans, so, oh sorry, because my variable now is changed. Okay, sorry, I have to really give one name here. 3 plus 4 multiplied by I. Yeah, so now I stored in a variable. Now if I give the image of A, then you will see it is taking only this value, imaginary part. I hope you understand. Okay, now matrix operation, how we can do matrix operation here. So suppose I think my D is still existing, or I can just create one matrix, suppose. Okay, here actually I want to show you one cool option, rand. Just try with this rand option. So suppose rand 2, 3. Okay, just give this option and let's see what it happens. Command is rand, R-A-N-D. You will find in my, this option is yes, zeros, row, column, create all element zeros. Ones means Yeah, you already know this. Rand, this means it will create a random number. Let's see what happened. Okay, you see that it's with some point and it is really random number. It's just arbitrary taking. If you take the same command, you'll see that it is changing always. That's why it is random. Okay, it will never, it will fix. And now if I want to create this, so rand, this is row number, this is matrix number. If I multiply, if I want the value in between, suppose 10, so just multiply it by 10, then it will create value in between 10, okay, 0 to 10. Okay, now what I want, so in my A value, now this is the matrix, CLC. Now how I do the matrix operation, okay, matrix addition first, add or subtraction. So this you do not need to type, just to show you. That then A, just A plus A, very simple. You will get the answer, okay? It will just add. So for this case, as it is same matrix, no problem. Now if I give A minus A, of course, it would be 0. Now, okay, so this is your matrix addition and subtraction. Okay, now I want to multiply matrix. A multiply A, okay? Okay, yeah, this is one thing. I think you know the matrix multiplication rule, that it should be always, suppose the order should be like 2 by 3, and then other matrix should be 3 by 2, sorry, 3 by 2. You know this thing, okay? Then only it is possible to multiply by this way. Okay, so in my case, my A is this. If I do A prime, then this will create opposite way. Now I can multiply A into A prime. Okay, because the matrix, for the matrix multiplication, you have to follow this rule, otherwise you cannot. Now what I will do, if I want to multiply A into A, how, what do I mean, like all element multiplication, element wise multiplication, how I can do that. So for multiplication and also for division, this, just remember, just put one dot, then multiply or divide A, then you will see it is multiplying element wise. Okay, so maybe I just take one example, or just create one random number. B is equal to rand, suppose 2 by 3 percentage. Yeah, so now I want to create one, okay, so I want to multiply B, or suppose division dot divide. So this dot multiply or dot division matrix, whatever, it could be also different matrix, it will do element wise operation. Okay, so you see B by B means, of course, 1. Okay, so I hope you understand. Also it explained here in my, yeah. Okay, division is done, matrix transpose already I told, element wise operation, length size done, determinant of a square matrix. Okay, let's see. I think you know already the determinant. Suppose A is a matrix, suppose A is equal to, suppose 1s, suppose 3, 3 by 3 matrix. Now if I give this date for determinant A, then okay, you can calculate, you will see the result. Okay, so I think, yeah, this is not your problem, you know already this thing. What else? This is done. Okay, now also you can create, you want to create one integer random number, then you have to give this thing like int, int. Okay, let me clear this. So int integer, then rand, rand, I want to create number, suppose 2, 5. This is the order. And then I want to create, suppose, one random number within 50 value. Okay?
Nirnay,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but we are
Yeah.
running out of time.
Oh, okay, okay.
So we can continue this in the next session. We have two
Yeah,
more
yeah,
sessions with you. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
please kindly
exactly. So,
conclude.
yeah, that's no problem. I can, sorry. Okay, I just drop.
Yeah, you can just complete what you were saying and then you can.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. I want to stop the sharing. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, that's no problem. So I will arrange my presentation accordingly. So I think almost the basic thing is done. Only the function thing, which is I can show you, and then in the next session I can just quickly, just a minute. Let me. Yeah, I think you can see.
Yes.
Sorry. Oh. Here. Okay. So then what actually we didn't learn. So up to this we did for loop. Already you get some, at least the format you well known for loop. If else, I can show this. And the plotting thing, that I think, I can do this thing here. No problem. Okay, because that's why
So we can club all the plotting thing in the next session.
In the next session, and that's why actually, I give not too many tasks here, because I was expecting something like that. So then good prediction. Okay, then I think no problem. Everything we can do next session. I hope you will enjoy, and I will right away share this thing better, maybe Semonti, in that Google Classroom.
Yeah, I have created one class named Scilab. So
I will
just
give
log
this.
into the, and whatever assignments you have, you can put it up there.
For the assignment, maybe, I don't know. Still you can try some. Already I cover, and if you follow the thing, I think you will understand everything. Even the plotting is also very clear. Just try yourself. I hope you can do this thing, and after that you can also do the I gave like 4 assignment only. I think very simple. You can do that. Okay, and for any question,
Monishati? No, just one moment.
Yes, sure.
Monishati, are you there? Monishati, can you hear me? Monishati, please unmute yourself.
Okay,
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Please take it from here.
Yes, Dr. Shamanto, I mean, this session was really very interesting, and people are looking forward to carrying on with the hands-on training. So we'll take a very short break, and then I think we'll get back at around 1 o'clock. Am I right, Shemunti?
Right, and we already have the next speaker with us. She has joined the session.
Okay, then I will leave now. So goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day.